The hyenas lock onto their target and immediately tighten the formation around the prey. When another predator rushes in to compete, the entire clan turns and pushes back with collective force. Calls carry across the grassland, dust rises into the air, and each member takes turns closing the distance without hesitation. They transform endurance numbers and pack discipline into relentless pressure. Once the attack is underway, the grassland offers little chance to regain control. The African wild dog is one of the most coordinated hunters on the savanna. Each individual weighs around 90 pounds, yet when the pack works together, they move as a single unit. They change direction rapidly, maintain constant communication, and sustain a relentless pursuit over long distances. In some regions, their hunting success rate can approach nearly 90%, a figure that attracts attention from many competing predators. But that success also carries risk. For the spotted hyena, a hunt that has just ended often signals opportunity. From a distance, hyenas detect calls, rising dust, or subtle shifts within nearby herds. As the wild dogs secure their hard-earned energy source, the hyenas begin testing their chances. The encounter rarely erupts immediately. Hyenas probe and apply pressure, while the wild dogs respond with flexible formations, warning calls, and controlled movement around their prize. But as more hyenas arrive, the physical advantage becomes increasingly apparent. At around 150 pounds, nearly twice the weight of a wild dog, each close approach forces a decision between defending the meal and preserving the cohesion of the pack. Contrary to old perceptions, the spotted hyena does not depend only on leftovers. Across the Serengeti grasslands, it is a persistent hunter capable of reading herd movement and turning endurance into a major advantage. Facing a wildebeest, weighing around 560 pounds every stride, becomes a test of discipline rather than speed alone. The clan does not rush into the center of the herd. Instead, members spread out, maintain distance, and watch carefully for individuals that begin to lose rhythm along the edges. When a target drifts away from formation, the pursuit starts to build. Hyenas can maintain pressure over more than 4 miles, forcing the prey to steadily spend energy while trying to remain ahead. The peak of the hunt is not a single burst of speed, but a controlled and sustained pursuit. Each member rotates position, redirects movement, and gradually reduces the available space. When the prey finally loses rhythm, the hunt concludes quickly. As red dust settles across the ground, the grassland falls quiet once again. In some regions, hyenas secure up to about 96% of their food through their own hunting efforts driven by endurance, strategy, and patience. Though life within a hyena clan may appear competitive and harsh, much of that tension serves a deeper purpose, helping the young survive. Mother spotted hyenas are devoted caregivers. They protect their cubs in dens, guide them through the vulnerable early months, and show clear attachment when a cub is at risk or missing from shelter. Because of this, the image of hyenas as selfish scavengers remains incomplete. Their lives are shaped by constant challenges where intense competition exists alongside cooperation as a foundation for survival. Within a hyena clan, the greatest threat does not always come from lions or outside predators. At times, the strongest pressure comes from within the group itself. A spotted hyena clan can grow to nearly 110 members. As numbers increase, order must be maintained through a strict social structure. Around a hard-earned meal, high-ranking females usually move in first. If a lower-ranking individual attempts to push forward, it may be driven back by sharp calls and brief advances that force it to give way. In this matriarchal society, females are often larger, stronger, and hold higher status than males. Rank determines who feeds first, who must wait, and which individuals have the best chance of protecting their young. For an adult male, the challenge often begins when it leaves its birth clan at around 2 to 4 years of age. In a new group, it typically occupies the lowest rank and can be pushed aside if it moves too close to the center of authority. The greatest shifts occur when a dominant female begins to weaken. Lower-ranking groups may form alliances, test the existing order, and create tense standoffs within the clan. In the world of hyenas, family serves as both a fortress and a proving ground. That demanding structure is what helps keep the clan strong across the African savanna. Across the dry grasslands, the rhinoceros appears like a living block of steel. Weighing more than 4,100 pounds with thick skin and a horn that can extend nearly 4 feet, it carries a presence powerful enough to keep most predators at a distance. Yet spotted hyenas still search quietly for weaknesses in that defense. They do not rush forward recklessly, but move with patience around the mother, watching every reaction and every shift in position. Each individual advances, then withdraws testing responses, while attempting to widen the distance between mother and calf. If the mother stands firm, the tension begins to slow. But if the calf drifts even slightly from safety, the pace of the encounter can rise quickly. The outcome is never guaranteed. A strong mother often possesses enough power to drive the hyenas away. But when the group becomes large enough and timing falls into place, they can turn a brief opening into a survival advantage. On the savanna, hyenas do not challenge a rhinoceros through recklessness. They do so because in nature, opportunity can sometimes appear within only a few fleeting steps. Across the African savanna, the leopard and the spotted hyena exist in constant tension. One is a solitary hunter, while the other remains a rival always ready to compete for food. A leopard can carry its catch more than 30 feet into a tree to keep it away from competitors. But at around 190 pounds, it can still lose that advantage when a group of hyenas closes the distance. Hyenas do not depend on strength alone. With a highly developed sense of smell, they can follow a scent trail from several miles away, arriving at the right moment to take advantage of an available food source. When challenged, the leopard may circle back and watch for an opportunity to reclaim its prize. But when facing a rival with a bite force of around 1,200 pounds per square inch, it must carefully weigh the reward against the risk. At times, this rivalry develops into tense standoffs. Younger and stronger leopards can often break away quickly when pursued by a group. But for older individuals, even a short delay increases the pressure until retreat becomes the safer option. In these moments, the quiet withdrawal of a master hunter becomes the clearest expression of survival instinct. The lion has long been regarded as the king of the savanna, a symbol of strength, territory, and control. An adult male can weigh around 430 pounds, carrying a thick mane and a presence powerful enough to make many rivals hesitate. But to the spotted hyena, the lion is not an untouchable legend. It is a rival to observe carefully, and at times, one that must share the rewards of survival. A lone hyena rarely possesses the strength to confront a lion directly. Its real advantage lies within the clan. When a lioness strays too far from her group, the hyenas begin applying pressure through numbers. They circle from a distance, test reactions, and gradually reduce the space between themselves and the target. If the lion falters, the group advances. If additional lions arrive, they ease off and avoid unnecessary risk. The tension often reaches its peak after a hunt when lions pause beside a hard-earned meal. From a safe distance, hyenas use rapid calls and alternating advances to stretch the standoff. When dozens gather, they can force lions into a defensive posture or push them to reposition. But the moment an adult male lion steps in, the balance changes instantly. With explosive bursts of speed approaching 50 miles per hour, a single decisive move can scatter the hyenas, reducing the pressure and restoring distance. Across the savanna, power is never absolute. Survival belongs to those that understand when to advance and when to step back. From a distance, the zebra herd resembles a black and white current flowing across the grassland. Each individual weighs around 710 pounds, strong enough to defend itself and fast enough to reach about 50 miles per hour when danger emerges. Even lions respect the accuracy and force of their powerful rear kicks. For spotted hyenas, hunting zebras is not about a sudden strike, but a prolonged test of patience. The clan begins by reading the rhythm of the grassland, studying the herd's formation, and waiting for one individual to slow down, drift away from the main group, or lose contact while moving. Once a target is identified, the endurance contest begins. The hyena's true advantage lies in its ability to keep pursuing, allowing the group to maintain pressure across many miles and force the prey to continually spend energy. When the zebra begins to lose rhythm, the decisive opportunity appears. The chase does not end through one explosive burst, but through the gradual effects of exhaustion. On the savanna, speed may help survival in the opening moments, but endurance often determines the outcome that follows. Hyenas bring each confrontation to a close through exceptional endurance and discipline. They do not depend on an imposing appearance, but on coordination, patience, and timing. Across the grasslands, strength sometimes belongs to those willing to wait for the right opportunity. If you find this story compelling, be sure to like and subscribe to continue exploring the wild. In nature, those once underestimated can become the most formidable presence on the landscape.